Magna is a pretty good epic champion nuker. He's not going to make this list, man. Genbo the Dishonored. Very, very powerful epic champion arena-based nuker with an ally speed aura in arena battles by 20%. Also, not gonna make this list. Because frankly, we're talking the cream of the crop, epic champions that basically everybody can build on their raid account and just get forever value out of. For a hell of a long time at least. And nuker champions, they're kind of a dime a dozen, and you just replace nuker champions over time once you start to build legendary nukers and stuff on your account. I think the only exception I can think of amongst the epic nukers is actually going to be Ethelyn the Golden. He's going to be my pick for the out-and-out nuker category in this video, simply because he hits about as hard as the likes of a Game Boy, buffs himself with the crit damage, then smacks in with his A2, but his A2 has a chance of placing block active skills. 100% land rate, 2-turn duration block active skills debuff, makes him exceptionally good into faction wars, waves, and that kind of jazz. And besides that, honestly, because nukers are really a dime a dozen, it's not really going to be many other nuker shoutouts throughout this video, man. Again, cream of the crop epics we're talking here, the best of the best that you basically will never ever regret building. Hey man, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, man, you get all kinds of free epic champions, by the way, as well as a triple legendary stat. Use the beginner promo link that's down below this video, man, to kickstart your new raid account, man. Click on that link on laptop or PC and use that link to create a new raid account for all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now. Sadly, these links just don't work on mobile devices. Nothing I can do about that. It's just the way that Plarium set up their beginner links, to where if you've ever had raid downloaded before on a mobile device ever in that device's history, that device is kind of flagged by Plarium as you not being a new player, and so beginner links just won't work on that device, man. So laptop or PC, man, if you want to get those freebies, then you can just switch over to your mobile device if you so wish. Next champion I'm going to cover, this one might surprise some people, man. This might surprise some people. Honestly, dude, for me, it's going to be Miscreated Monster. I think this is actually one of the best epic champions in the game in terms of longevity out of a champion like this. Cause of why? Not only is Miscreated Monster exceptionally good, it's just like a progression epic champion. Things like Ice Golem, stuff like that, because he brings a bunch of self-healing as well as a ally protect. 3-turn duration ally protect, by the way, on his A3, which is just bloody lovely. Also brings an AoE stun for wave control on a 3-turn cooldown. But this A2, man, also places a shield buff on allies for 3 turns equal to 25% of the damage inflicted. And it's a 3-turn duration shield on a 3-turn cooldown. Bro, the size of the shields you can get off into Spider's Den with this champion is frankly disgusting. And I do think that Miscreated deserves a place on this list just because of how much of a one-trick, like, carry champion he can be into Spider whenever Spider pops up in the likes of Cursed City and stuff like that, right? Those Spider encounters where you are limited on what champions you can use based on faction. Chances are, if you use Miscreated Monster and you've got him built with, like, crit rate gauntlets, crit damage amulet, all of that, I mean, man, crit damage gloves if you can, you know, and are really pumping a lot of damage with this A2, he can single-handedly keep your team alive against all of the Spiderlings ridiculously effectively, man. A very, very underrated epic champion in my book. And obviously he's incredible as well into faction wars and stuff like that, also as a wave controller and as a just survival merchant, you know. Very, very bloody good. For me, he's one of the must builds, and I've slept on him for way too long on my main account. I'm gonna go ahead and get him built. If you feel like I missed any champions on this list, by the way, do go ahead and plop them down below in the comments as well. Give people some recommendations that you would point to as just the cream of the crop, best possible epics inside of this game. We couldn't have a video like this without touching on Deacon Armstrong. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. I've had a couple of comments on the videos, and people are submitting their accounts for account takeover and stuff like that, talking about, oh man, I heard Deacon Armstrong's a good champion, but I built him and he just doesn't do anything. And I'm like, I don't even know how it's possible, okay, that you can build this champion, even building him badly, and not feel a huge impact on your account. Yes, he's a progression epic. Eventually you're gonna not have a Deacon Armstrong in your dungeon teams, and he's not gonna help you out a massive amount into things like hard mode dungeons. He can do just fine, he can hold his own, but he's not like a specialist in any hard mode dungeons, and he will eventually start to fall off in certain areas of the game and stuff like that. Progression epic. But he's the best progression epic in all of Raid Shadow Legends, and I don't think that that is really in doubt. 19% speed aura, ungodly 10 meter control against enemies, and 10 meter boost for your team. This may be a 3-turn cooldown skill on his A3, but it's effectively a 2-turn cooldown because it gives him an extra turn, and so instantly reduces its own cooldown. AoE decreased defense. Did I mention the speed aura? Yes, I did, and he brings a double hitter with Leech on the A1. He is good everywhere. Yeah, I mean, just everywhere. I was about to say apart from, but no, there's no apart from. He's just amazing everywhere. Could not be a list like this without including the Deke. Next up, honestly, the Humble Allure. Very, very simple champion, but that's kind of to her benefit, right? You don't even care about her other skills. I'm not even going to bother covering the A2 and the A3. Who gives a damn? It's about the A1. Triple hitter A1, decrease the tank's attainment by 25% on each crit. It's a 75% 10 meter destroyer on an A1 skill. Dude. Okay, when it comes to 10 meter controllers, she is a massive, massive cheat code champion, of course, into normal mode Fire Knight. But even on my main account, yeah, I just built an Allure purely for 10 meter control against hard mode Darkfire. That's like the only place I use her. Whenever Darkfire pops up in the Doom Tower rotation, pops up in Kez City, if I can pick the Allure's getting picked. She is a forever epic. Like, she will just give you value forevermore. Like, unless you've got an absolutely stacked, like god tier legendary 10 meter controllers and stuff on your account, and you just don't need the Allure anymore into Darkfire. Like, even then, eventually you're going to run into Cursed City iterations of Darkfire where you can't use some of those legendaries, and she's still going to get value. I think that she has to make the grade. She doesn't even require skill books, bro, because again, you don't really care about her other skills. It's just about the A1, and books in the A1 only give damage, so who the hell gives a damn? Allure is going to make the grade. Allure. I always feel weird pronouncing that name, man, when it comes to my accent, you know? Allure. It's very, very northern English accent as opposed to allure, as my transcontinental cousins say over the pond. Next up, man, on my list of forever epics that just give perpetual value, I tell you what, man, this one might surprise some people as well. It's another great budget champion. It's gonna be Doom Priest. This is a champion that I spotlighted rather recently on the channel, so I won't cover her that much, man. Her passive just gives such consistent debuff removal and debuff cleanse every single time Doom Priest gets a turn. And this is just so sleeper effective into so many areas of the game, man. Whether it's the likes of, like early game, you're still using maybe Doom Priest into things like Ice Golem and stuff like that. Into Griffin in Doom Tower and in Cursed City, she comes in huge. Against Amius in Cursed City, she's actually god tier into Amius. And like, Amius is probably one of the toughest bosses in the game. In fact, he's definitely the toughest boss in the game if you're talking about single entity bosses, right? So like, not including Hydra. This is some actual footage of us in that fight. Amius, just basically any boss that's spitting out constant debuffs like this. Doom Priest on the team just cleansing the entire team's stun debuffs, dude. I mean, come on, man. Amius is lobbing out stuns, sleeps, all of that nonsense, right? It's similar deal as Griffin boss, right, in Doom Tower, reflecting all those debuffs and transferring all those debuffs back into your team. Doom Priest is just massive, man, for consistently cleansing all of that crap. Another epic champion that doesn't require skill books as well. You can just go completely unbooked with your Doom Priest, and she still gets amazing value. Dude, I don't know, man. I built her a long time ago. I thought, eventually I'll just, like, stop using her. Nah, I, like, occasions still pop up all the time where I still get damn good value out of Doomy. Next up, oh man, we gotta talk about the hard mode Fire Knight specialist, but not just a hard mode Fire Knight specialist. I think this guy's just a beast everywhere. Of all of the hard mode Fire Knight specialists, when it comes to the epics, dude, you can't get better, man, than Creodan, in my opinion. I think this guy is the man, okay? Just as good as Neldor with his A1, which is like his biggest rival, really, going into Ice Golem as far as epics are concerned. Triple hitter A1, chance of blessing freeze on each hit, great into hard mode Fire Knight, brings a double hitter on his A2, okay? 310 cooldown, 65% chance on each hit of placing freeze debuff for 1 turn. Dude, Creodan the Blue combined with like one other control champion into Spider's Den can pretty much solo handle controlling all of the spiderlings in that dungeon completely permanently. And even better, he brings increased speed buff and 10 meter fill to the table on a 310 on his A2, dude. Oh, sorry, on his A3. Very good. Like, excellent stuff. And I think for that reason, because of his versatility, the incredible control he brings into wave content, the control he can bring you when you're progressing through Spider's Den for the first time, going through normal mode Spider, and then his endless value into hard mode Fire Knight in Cursed City and the hard mode dungeon itself, I think that Creodan has definitely got to make the list as well. You can kind of sub in any epic champion that's a really good hard mode Fire Knight specialist into this slot in the video if you want. If you prefer a different one, I'd love to know, but for me, I think Creodan beats out the competition, man. I think that he just edges out ahead of Neldor also. Next up, man, we scroll all the way back on up to the Sacred Order faction, man, to find... Where's Nub? There he is, man. Good old Fenax. This guy. This guy, man. That is hitting A1 skill of any epic champion in all of Raid Shadow Legends, right? Why? It's so easy to double hit with this skill. Place an extra hit if the target has any debuffs. With a 4.1 attack multiplier on this skill, yeah. It hits like a bloody truck for an A1 skill. Very, very deadly damage. And enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Bro, into Ice Golem, I used to way undervalue this block revive playstyle. I was like, what's the big deal? I'm gonna kill the boss's minions anyway. Like, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit longer to sort of like get the boss down, but whatever, what's the big deal? And then into hard mode Ice Golem, I think you started to realize, like, oh my god, if I can just consistently block revive on the boss's minions, it's actually a huge, huge deal for just cheering up the run and not dying randomly to just like a huge crit. And so just because of this A1 alone, Phoenix becomes one of those forever epics that's always going to give you value into Ice Golem. And even if eventually you stop using him in your hard mode Ice Golem teams, again, Curse City's a thing. Curse City was a genius addition to the game, by the way, by Plarium. We don't often pat Plarium on the head and tell them good job, but I feel like Curse City overall, Amius is a pain, but Curse City overall and the idea of giving you way more uses for more obscure champions on your account and giving champions like Phoenix a time to shine because you're faction limited in what you can go up against and what you can use rather against like hard mode Ice Golem in Cintranos. Yeah, Phoenix is going to get forever value in your account. He's also very, very good into waves as well. You know, brings an attack all enemies, brings decreased defense, decreased speed on a single target on A3. Also, just a very, very bloody solid champ. Technically a nuker as well. Maybe he should have been in the nuker category. I don't know. I really consider him more utility than a nuker, to be honest. Next up, man, sticking to the Sacred Order. You know what? I don't think Shamail actually makes the grade, man. He's a great Hydra champion, but I feel like you would do eventually phase him out. Is he a must build for everybody? When you first pull a Shamail, he's probably a must build. But then it's like, you only really use him in Hydra, so I'm not quite sure he makes the grade. Godseeker Aniri, on the other hand, is a forever epic. She falls into this category. She literally, almost single-handedly at least, solves the Sand Devil dungeon, and so for that reason alone, yeah, she's going to make the grade. Also, another amazing healer into Amius and Cursed City as well. Just one of the best overall revivers and support champions inside of the game. But because of that special use case into Sand Devils, that really pushes her over the edge into, if you get a Godseeker Aniri, you are building Godseeker Aniri. You know, there's kind of no two ways about it. And so, yeah, she makes the list. I won't go too much into her kit and stuff like that because I feel like I've discussed Aniri in a few videos recently. And I don't want to waste time touching on her again. Next up, man, Ugo. This list, kind of similar to Deacon Armstrong, this list couldn't exist without the addition of Ugo. An ungodly champion, in the best way possible, if such a thing can be true. Brings Leech on the A1, decreased defensive block buffs on the A2 on a 3-turn cooldown, incredible into Hydra, and then of course brings, removes heal reduction debuffs, bit of extra debuff cleanse on top of that as well, and then heals all allies by a percentage of Ugo's max HP on a 4-turn cooldown. Insane stuff. Ugo also brings a very, very wacky passive, which kind of ties into this A3 as well. So the A3 becomes, if all allies are dead, you revive all allies with 50% HP and 50% 10 meter with this A3. And with the passive, if Ugo is the last living ally, like last living champion on your team, you place an increased speed buff and a block damage buff on Ugo for 110. Sort of 5-turn cooldown. It's a bit of a weird skill. It does actually have some use if you're using Ugo as a like one of your healers and cleansers and like decreased defense champions into early game Ice Golem. You know, I've actually seen this heal come off and do work on my own main account actually into Ice Golem when progressing. It's a little bit of an Exodia play. It can come in kind of clutch as well in like super early game classic arena and stuff as well if you're still using Ugo as your decreased defense champion. Very, very bloody good champion though. I've known later game accounts to actually build multiple Ugos and have like multiple empowered Ugos that they use in like one or more of their Hydra teams, you know, because of course you want to build 3 Hydra teams, might as well have more than one Ugo, you know, the Ugo's just that good into Hydra, and so Ugo has to make the list. Next up, we've got good old Geomancer. I nearly didn't include Geomancer, and I'll tell you why, man. Geomancer, HP burner, incredible percentage damage against bosses as well, brings HP burn, brings weaken, percentage health damage against bosses. Very, very solid, right? Incredible Demon Lord, clan boss damage dealer. You can even build Geomancer in stuff like a Reflex set and use Geomancer in Hydra as well, and just have Geomancer spam the hell out of this A3 as much as possible with that Reflex set resetting the cooldown and just spreading the burns and the weaken debuff across all of the Hydra heads. and it can be pretty good. Not like the best in the game or whatever by any stretch, but if you've got a Geomancer built in your early game, you're probably going to use it in that kind of role. Geomancer, though, I think does make the grade, not just because it's probably one of the most busted sort of boss killer epic champions in all of Raid Shadow Legends, as far as epic champions go at least, but again, also that extra added value into Amius, man. Into Amius, dude. Again, it's a forever epic into Amius. For me, because of the burn, because of the weaken, because of the percentage health damage, just great damage into Amius in Curse City when you eventually get there. And also, keeping the buffs off of Amius is a huge deal, and Geo comes along with the ability to steal buffs off of Amius, which is bloody good. I mean, it's bloody good in many areas of the game as well. Into Griffin, into Chimera actually can be pretty useful as well. But especially into Amius, again, because you're faction limited, having specialist champions like this to take on Amius later on, when you're faction limited, is such a big deal. And so for me, I think that Geomancer has to make the grade. He has to make the list, right? Now, there are a lot of champions that I'm leaving off of this list. Bloody good champions as well. Very powerful epic champions I'm leaving off this list. Because honestly, Dark Gale could easily make the list. I've got to throw him on there as an honorable mention, but I think that the other champions that we've covered so far, for me at least, they're just different gravy, man. They're different gravy, okay? They're just a different breed. For me, the champions that we've covered so far, for me, these would be like the best epic champions in the game. For various reasons that I've touched on in this video, you know? My criteria for the picks that I've made during this video have really been what champions are kind of an auto build for everybody, no matter what, and like 99% of the time you pull one of the epic champions that we covered in this video, you're gonna build them. That's what I've kept my criteria to. If you feel like I've missed any champions though that do fit this criteria in your view, definitely let me know down below, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys enjoyed this happy little champ breakdown video of the epic champion must builds inside of Raid right now as of late 2025. And if you're looking to start off a new Raid account, man, get that done by clicking on the beginner promo link down below this video at the top of the description box, man. Using that link to create a new Raid account will get you all the free stuff that you see on screen right now. Do please enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm going to catch all of y'all just a tad bit later, man. And curious to see what y'all think of this list.